if you had access to this free and cheap and easy money, and you didn't really know how to build true wealth, but you finally got a little bit of money in your pocket, you wanted to do what everybody else does with their money, which is show it off. Because what most people do is when they make money, they want to spend it. And so if you were able to make any decent chunk of change, you wanted to show it off. Maybe you made this money in cryptocurrency. Maybe you made this money in your business. Maybe you got a big raise in your job. Maybe you sold a business. People were able to get more money in whatever ways they could. And because now they had more money, if you didn't have that financial education and you were not putting this money in assets, you were going out and spending this money, which meant anybody with a little bit of money was going out and buying a watch. Anybody with a little bit more money was going out and buying cars. And anybody with even more money was going out and buying fancy art. And so now you had these markets booming because watch markets and car, especially luxury car markets and the art markets really vary based off of how much money is out there, which is also based off of how strong the economy is. And so now we were seeing the economy boom, not because the fundamentals were necessarily strong, but because there was so much new money in the economy that everybody had money to spend. And so our economy was booming and people were spending money. Now we're seeing things change. The Federal Reserve Bank is still aggressively working to fight inflation because, well, inflation has not really started going down steadily. In fact, our most recent inflation report said that inflation has been rising the last few months. And now because of that, interest rates have gone up so much, which has made borrowing money more expensive, which has made spending money a little bit more difficult, which has slowed down the economy. Now, have we seen spending slow down significantly? No, we're still seeing people spend money. But people are now realizing, okay, my housing costs are a lot more expensive. My grocery costs are more expensive. My travel costs are more expensive. Everything that I want to buy is more expensive. And I don't want to keep having to cut back on my lifestyle. So I need more money in order to continue funding my stuff. And so now if you're sitting in your house with this very expensive watch on your wrist, or with this very expensive car in your driveway, or with this very expensive piece of art that you could liquidate, well, now you can have some more cash in your pocket that way you can continue living a lifestyle or potentially pay some of your bills. And this is where we've been seeing a lot more supply of these items in the markets, because when you have everybody that has money that wants to buy a Rolex, or everybody who has money that wants to go out and buy a Lamborghini, now you have all this demand, not enough supply, that pushes the price of things up. Today, we're seeing the opposite happen. And we have not hit the bottom yet because interest rates are still, well, they still might be rising, but we still haven't fully felt the impact of the higher interest rates, and spending is still very strong, and people might be running out of the ability to spend, especially now that student loans are restarting. So now we are hitting a completely different point in the economy, like this fluctuation in the economy where now we went from people just spending money to now people are cutting back on their spending. People are having to pay down some of their debts. People are having to make more financially smarter decisions. Now, you making a financially smarter decision is good for your wallet. It's good for your personal wealth. But it's not good for the economy, because if you're not spending money, Rolex isn't making money. If you're not going out and buying new cars, G-Wagons are not making money. Mercedes is not making money. And so this is where you have to understand that in the economy, spending is great. In the economy, you going into debt is great. In the economy, you maxing out your credit card is great, because that means you are keeping the economy booming. But for your personal financial situation, that's not good. In your personal financial situation, you going out and financing a brand new G-Wagon is not a good investment, because that's a losing liability. Plus, you're paying interest to finance that. If you want a G-Wagon, nothing wrong with that. I like nice trucks. I like nice cars. You got to make sure you can afford it. That it's not going to put you into a financial hole to drive this heavy machine. And this is where understanding now, you have to be able to protect yourself financially. And that means you have to understand how the economy works. And that means you have to understand how our economic system works. And that means you have to understand how to build wealth too. And that means you have to understand how do you spend money. Because if you spend every dollar that you earn, you're never going to have a chance to build wealth. And this is one of the reasons why most Americans are broke. It's not because they're not making enough money, although some people are not making enough money. It's because most people have no idea of what to do with the money that they get. And this is the biggest shift that most people need to make in America to build wealth, is you have to understand, what do you do with the money that you earn? That way you can not only protect your money, but also grow your money, because that's what wealthy people are working towards. Wealthy people want to use their money to grow their wealth, Well, most Americans want to use their money to drive a fast car. If you enjoyed this short clip from my longer videos, here's another clip that I think you'll love. And while you're at it, if you're interested in learning more about how to start generating passive income, our team put together an amazing guide on how to start generating passive income for free. All you gotta do is click that button right over there. Thank you for watching, and as always, keep hustling.